There is a profound truth that governs this life we live. The one who places God above all else lacks nothing. When you align yourself with the infinite, when you make the divine presence your anchor, everything else, wealth, love, purpose, falls into place. But what does it mean to put God first? It is not a mere statement of faith or a ritual of worship. It is a daily, moment-by-moment practice of prioritizing the unseen over the seen, the eternal over the temporary. When you live from this center, you are no longer swayed by the shifting winds of life. Challenges may arise, but they lose their power to destabilize you because you are rooted in something eternal. The divine center is not outside of you, it resides within, waiting to be acknowledged. This is the great mystery. The same power that created the stars and moves the tides also dwells in the depths of your being. To recognize this is to awaken to your true nature. Most people live scattered lives, pulled in countless directions by desires, fears, and obligations. They chase success, relationships, or material wealth, believing these things will bring fulfillment. But this outward striving only leads to exhaustion, because it ignores the source from which all blessings flow. Divine centering requires a shift in perspective, a turning inward. It is the practice of realizing that everything you seek externally already exists in its fullness within you. When you make this realization, the world outside becomes a reflection of your inner alignment, rather than a force that dictates your state of being. Listen to yourself in the divine is to prioritize the unseen over the seen. This means trusting in the power of faith, imagination, and belief even when circumstances appear contrary. It is not about denying the reality of challenges, but about refusing to give them dominion over your spirit. When you are centered, you are no longer a victim of life's fluctuations. You become a creator, consciously shaping your experiences by aligning with the higher power within. This alignment begins with stillness. In the quiet moments when you withdraw from the distractions of the world, you find the presence of the divine. It speaks not in words but in the gentle assurance that all is well, that you are supported, loved, and guided. This stillness is not mere inactivity, it is a dynamic connection with the infinite, a place where inspiration flows and clarity emerges. Through meditation, prayer, or simple moments of reflection, you tap into this reservoir of wisdom and power. Divine centering also requires faith, not blind faith, but a knowing that transcends logic and evidence. Faith is the bridge between what is and what can be. When you center your life on the divine, you trust in outcomes before they manifest. You understand that your imagination is a powerful tool given to you by the Creator to shape your reality. By seeing yourself as already healed, abundant, or fulfilled in your mind's eye, you align with the divine vision for your life. Living from the divine center transforms your relationships, your work, and your sense of self. You no longer seek validation or security from external sources because you are anchored in a power that cannot be shaken. This does not mean you abandon the world or its responsibilities. Rather, you approach them from a place of wholeness. You give freely because you are not afraid of lack. You love deeply because you are not attached to outcomes. You work diligently because your efforts are an expression of the divine flow through you, not a desperate attempt to prove your worth. When you make the divine your center, life becomes a harmonious dance. Obstacles that once seemed insurmountable are dissolved, not through struggle, but through the realization that they were never separate from the divine plan. The things you once chased begin to flow effortlessly into your life because you are no longer resisting them with fear or doubt. You understand that the universe is conspiring in your favor, and your role is simply to remain aligned with this truth. Divine centering is not a one-time decision but a continual practice. It requires vigilance, for the world will constantly pull you away, tempting you to place your faith in external circumstances. But every moment is an opportunity to return to your center, to reaffirm your trust in the infinite power within. When you do, you will find that you are never truly lost, for the divine is always there, waiting to guide you back to the truth of who you are. Imagination is the sacred tool through which the divine communicates with you. It is not merely the realm of fantasy or idle daydreaming, it is the language of creation, the voice of God whispering within your mind. When you recognize the true power of imagination, you understand that it is not separate from the divine. Instead, it is the divine itself seeking to express, create, and manifest through you. From the beginning of time, every great achievement, every monumental discovery, and every work of art has been birthed in the imagination. It is the blueprint of reality, the invisible stage upon which all things take form before they manifest in the physical world. Yet, so often, people dismiss imagination as insignificant, failing to see that it is their direct connection to the infinite creative power of the universe. To ignore your imagination is to ignore God's voice within you. Through imagination, the divine plants desires, ideas, and visions in your heart. These are not random or meaningless, they are the seeds of your purpose, waiting to be nurtured into reality. When you imagine something deeply and vividly, you are engaging in an act of creation. You are shaping the unseen substance of the universe into a form that aligns with your vision. This process is not passive, it requires faith and intention. To imagine is to say, I believe this is possible, even when your physical senses may suggest otherwise. Imagination is also the realm where you can commune with the divine. In the stillness of your mind, when you allow your thoughts to flow freely, you open a channel for divine inspiration. These moments of clarity, insight, or creative brilliance are not accidents. They are the voice of God speaking to you, guiding you toward your highest good. But to hear this voice, you must silence the noise of doubt, fear, and limitation. You must trust that your imagination is not leading you astray but drawing you closer to the life you were meant to live. Many people misuse their imagination, allowing it to be dominated by worry, fear, and negative scenarios. They rehearse their failures, anticipate rejection, and dwell on problems, inadvertently creating more of the very things they wish to avoid. What they do not realize is that their imagination is always active, always creating. It does not discriminate between positive and negative thoughts, it simply brings into form whatever is most vividly held in the mind. To use imagination wisely is to discipline it, directing it toward visions of joy, success, and fulfillment. When you understand imagination as the voice of God within, you begin to use it intentionally. Instead of allowing your mind to wander aimlessly, you choose to dwell on the good you wish to see in your life. You see yourself as healthy, even if illness persists. You imagine abundance, even if your bank account is empty. You picture harmony, even if conflict surrounds you. This is not denial, it is an act of faith. You are aligning with the divine reality that exists beyond appearances. Imagination also gives you the power to transform your past. While you cannot change events, you can reimagine their meaning. Through the lens of imagination, painful experiences can become lessons, and losses can reveal hidden blessings. This ability to reshape your perception is another way the divine speaks to you, reminding you that you are not bound by what has been, but are free to create what will be. Children often demonstrate the purest use of imagination. They see the world not as it is, but as it could be, untainted by doubt or limitation. As adults, we are called to return to this childlike faith not in naivety, but in a deep spiritual understanding of our creative power. When you embrace imagination as God's voice within, you reclaim this innocence and possibility. Imagination is not just a tool, it is a sacred responsibility. Each time you use it, you are co-creating with the divine, shaping the world not only for yourself, but for those around you. To honor this gift is to honor the Creator, recognizing that you are a vessel through which the infinite expresses itself. By listening to the voice of imagination and acting upon its guidance, you align with your divine purpose and step into the fullness of who you are meant to be. Faith is the cornerstone of all creation, the unseen force that binds the invisible with the visible, the formless with the formed. It is the ultimate priority because it determines the essence of your life. Without faith, even the grandest visions crumble under the weight of doubt and fear. With faith, mountains move, obstacles dissolve, and what once seemed impossible becomes inevitable. Faith is not a passive hope, but an active trust in the unseen power that governs all things. It is the assurance that what you desire is not only possible, but already present, waiting to manifest. To make faith your ultimate priority is to choose it above fear, doubt, and appearances. It is to believe in the promise of the unseen even when everything around you seems contrary. Faith does not require evidence, it creates evidence. It does not rely on what the physical senses perceive, it draws from the limitless reservoir of possibilities that exist beyond them. Faith is the bridge between your inner vision and your external reality. When you prioritize it, you align yourself with the creative power of the universe, allowing it to work through you without resistance. Faith begins in the mind. What you consistently hold as true in your thoughts will eventually express itself in your life. This is not a matter of wishful thinking, but a law of creation. The mind is the soil, and faith is the seed. When you plant the seed of belief and nurture it with focus and intention, it grows into the reality you experience. However, if the soil is filled with weeds of doubt and fear, the seed struggles to take root. This is why faith must be guarded and prioritized above all else. It requires vigilance, a deliberate choice to turn away from negativity and toward the assurance of the good you desire. Living with faith as your priority means trusting in the unseen processes that bring your desires to fruition. It is like planting a seed in the ground. You do not dig it up daily to check its progress. You trust that the earth, water, and sunlight are working together to bring it to life. Similarly, when you act in faith, you release the need to control every detail and instead rest in the certainty that what you have envisioned is on its way. This trust frees you from anxiety and allows you to live in peace, even while waiting for the manifestation. Faith is also a practice of gratitude. When you believe that your desires are already fulfilled, you naturally feel thankful, even before you see the results. Gratitude is a powerful force that amplifies faith, creating a cycle of belief and blessing. By expressing thanks for what you have yet to receive, you affirm your trust in the process and open yourself to greater abundance. This is not blind optimism, but a profound understanding of how the universe responds to faith and focus. Making faith your ultimate priority transforms how you respond to challenges. In moments of difficulty, faith reminds you that setbacks are not the end, but a stepping stone to greater things. It helps you see beyond the immediate problem to the larger picture, trusting that every obstacle carries within it the seed of a solution. Faith gives you resilience, enabling you to stand firm when circumstances seem overwhelming. It is the anchor that keeps you grounded in truth when the storms of life threaten to shake you. Faith is not dependent on the approval or validation of others. It is a deeply personal connection between you and the divine source within you. When you prioritize faith, you stop seeking external guarantees and instead rely on the quiet assurance of your inner knowing. This inner conviction gives you the courage to take bold steps, even when the path ahead is unclear. It allows you to act as if the promise is already fulfilled, for you know that your belief is the first step toward its realization. To make faith the ultimate priority is to surrender the need to know how or when your desires will manifest. It is to trust that the same power that placed the desire within you is already orchestrating the means to fulfill it. This surrender is not a sign of weakness, but of strength, for it acknowledges that the divine wisdom guiding your life is far greater than your limited understanding. In every moment, you have a choice to live by faith or to live by fear. When you choose faith, you align yourself with the infinite possibilities of the universe. You become a co-creator with the divine, shaping your reality through trust and belief. Faith as the ultimate priority is not just a spiritual ideal, it is a practical necessity. It is the foundation upon which all success, joy, and fulfillment are built. When you live by faith, you open the door to a life beyond your wildest dreams. The world often encourages you to look outward for guidance, validation, and fulfillment. It tells you that the answers to your problems lie in material success, relationships, or external circumstances. But no matter how far you search, the external world will always fall short, because it is merely a reflection of your inner state. The inner kingdom is the source, the cause behind every effect you experience. To access it is to tap into the wellspring of creation, where the true answers are found. This kingdom operates in stillness, beyond the noise and distractions of daily life. To enter it, you must turn your attention inward, away from the constant demands of the senses and the restless chatter of the mind. This turning inward is not an act of withdrawal, but of profound connection. It is a journey to the core of your being, where you find the presence of the divine. In this silence, the answers you seek begin to emerge, not as a voice shouting over the chaos, but as a quiet knowing, a gentle certainty that guides you with clarity and wisdom. The answers within the inner kingdom do not always come in the form of immediate solutions or step-by-step instructions. Often they come as a shift in perspective, a deeper understanding of yourself and the situation at hand. You may find that the questions you thought were so pressing dissolve in the light of this inner wisdom. Problems lose their weight, not because they disappear, but because you see them from the vantage point of your higher self, the part of you that is connected to the infinite. The inner kingdom is also the realm of imagination, the divine faculty through which you shape your reality. When you envision the life you desire, you are drawing upon the creative power of this kingdom. Your imagination is not separate from this inner source, it is one of its greatest gifts, allowing you to see beyond current circumstances and into the realm of possibility. By imagining with faith and intention, you activate the power of the inner kingdom to bring your visions into reality. One of the most profound truths about the inner kingdom is that it is always accessible. No matter how far you feel you've strayed, no matter how lost or disconnected you may seem, the kingdom within remains unchanged. It does not judge or withhold its gifts, it simply waits for you to turn your attention back to it. In every moment you have the power to reconnect, to quiet your mind and listen to the wisdom that flows from within. As you learn to live from the inner kingdom, you begin to see the world differently. You no longer feel the need to control or force outcomes, for you understand that everything unfolds from within. You approach life with a sense of peace, knowing that you carry the answers to all things within you. Challenges become opportunities for growth, and uncertainty becomes an invitation to trust the process of creation. The inner kingdom is not just a place of answers, it is a place of profound joy, love, and fulfillment. It is the source of your deepest desires and the means through which they are realized. To dwell in this kingdom is to live in harmony with the divine, to experience life as it was meant to be free, abundant, and filled with purpose. When you recognize that the inner kingdom holds all answers, you step into the fullness of your true self, empowered to create a life that reflects the infinite beauty within. Your true desires are not arbitrary whims or fleeting thoughts, they are the whispers of God's will within you. They are the compass guiding you toward your highest purpose, placed in your heart not by accident, but by divine intention. To understand this is to see your desires not as selfish or materialistic pursuits, but as sacred calls to action, aligning you with the infinite wisdom and love of the Creator. God's will and your deepest desires are one and the same, for He speaks to you through the longings of your heart, urging you to step into the fullness of your potential. Many misunderstand the nature of desire, viewing it as something to suppress or deny in the pursuit of spiritual growth. Yet true desires, the ones that resonate deeply within your soul, are not born of ego or greed. They come from a place of divine inspiration, a reflection of the life God intends for you to live. These desires are uniquely yours, tailored to your journey, and are meant to lead you toward experiences that will expand your understanding of love, joy, and purpose. When you align with your true desires, you are not acting against God's will, you are fulfilling it. These desires are like seeds planted in your heart, waiting to be nurtured through faith and action. They are meant to grow into expressions of the divine, manifesting in ways that not only bless you but also serve the greater good. To ignore or dismiss these desires is to deny the creative power within you, the same power through which God brings His will to life. Living in harmony with God's will means trusting the desires He has placed within you, even when they challenge you or seem impossible. Often these desires will require you to step out of your comfort zone, to let go of limiting beliefs, and to embrace the unknown. This is not a test of your worthiness, but an invitation to grow. Through the pursuit of your true desires, you become more of who you were created to be, discovering strengths and gifts you may not have known you possessed. Your desires also serve as a form of divine communication, a way for God to reveal His will for your life. They are not random, they are deeply connected to your unique gifts and the contributions you are meant to make in the world. By following them, you align with the greater plan, becoming a vessel through which God's love and creativity flow. In this way, pursuing your desires is not selfish, it is an act of service, fulfilling your role in the intricate tapestry of life. The obstacles you encounter on this journey are not signs that your desires are misguided. Instead, they are opportunities to deepen your faith, refine your character, and strengthen your resolve. Every challenge you face in pursuit of your desires carries within it the seeds of transformation. These moments are where you learn to trust in God's timing and wisdom, knowing that delays and detours are part of the process, shaping you into the person who can fully receive and steward the blessings ahead. It is also important to discern between fleeting wants and true desires. Superficial wants often stem from fear, comparison, or societal pressures, while true desires come from a place of inner peace and alignment. You will recognize these desires by the sense of purpose and fulfillment they bring, even before they manifest. They resonate deeply within you, carrying an undeniable sense of rightness that transcends logic or external validation. To live in alignment with God's will is to embrace your desires with confidence and gratitude. It is to see them as sacred, trusting that they are leading you toward a life that glorifies God and blesses others. This alignment does not mean you will never face uncertainty or struggle, but it does mean you will always have a guiding light within, pointing you toward your highest good. When you honor your true desires, you honor God. You acknowledge His presence within you and His loving plan for your life. By stepping into this alignment, you become a co-creator with the divine, bringing His will to life in ways that inspire, uplift, and transform. In this partnership, you find not only the fulfillment of your desires, but also the deep peace and joy of living in harmony with the Creator. The world is filled with temptations that entice us into believing that our worth and happiness are tied to external things, possessions, achievements, relationships, and status. These worldly attachments create the illusion of permanence and fulfillment, but they are fleeting and ever-changing. To anchor yourself in them is to build your life on a foundation of shifting sands. True peace and freedom come only when you see through the illusion and recognize that your essence is not dependent on what you have or achieve, but on the divine presence within you. Worldly attachments thrive on the promise of satisfaction, but they deliver only momentary gratification. The pursuit of wealth, recognition, or approval may provide temporary highs, yet they always leave an insatiable void, urging you to seek more. This cycle is not a reflection of failure or inadequacy, but of the nature of external things. They cannot provide lasting fulfillment because they are not designed to. Fulfillment comes from within, from a connection to the infinite and unchanging source of all life. Attachments arise when you identify yourself with what you possess or achieve. You begin to believe that your value is tied to your material success, your relationships, or the roles you play in life. This identification is the root of much suffering, for it binds you to a constant state of striving and fearing loss. When you derive your sense of self from the external, you become vulnerable to the inevitable changes of life. Wealth can fade, relationships can shift, and status can diminish, leaving you feeling adrift and powerless. The illusion of worldly attachments is deeply tied to the idea of control. You may cling to things or people, believing that by holding on tightly, you can prevent loss or maintain happiness. Yet control is another aspect of the illusion. Life is in constant motion, and the more you try to grasp at its impermanence, the more it slips through your fingers. Freedom is not found in holding on, but in letting go, in trusting that the divine order of the universe will provide all that you need. Detachment does not mean renouncing the world or rejecting its beauty and opportunities. It means engaging with life without being enslaved by it. You can enjoy the blessings of material abundance, relationships, and achievements, But you do so with the awareness that they are not the source of your worth or happiness. Detachment is not indifference, it is freedom. It allows you to live fully and gratefully, knowing that your true identity and joy are independent of external circumstances. The illusion of worldly attachments is often reinforced by fear of loss, rejection, or failure. These fears keep you bound to what is familiar, even when it no longer serves your highest good. To break free, you must confront these fears with faith, trusting that letting go will not leave you empty, but will open the way for something greater. When you release your grip on the transient, you create space for the eternal to flow into your life. Recognizing the illusion requires a shift in perception. You begin to see the external world not as the ultimate reality, but as a reflection of your inner state. The things you once chased for validation become mirrors, showing you where you have placed your power outside yourself. This awareness is not a cause for despair, but a call to reclaim your sovereignty. It reminds you that true security and fulfillment come not from what you acquire, but from your alignment with the divine source within you. When you see through the illusion, you realize that you are not here to accumulate but to express. You are a vessel for divine creativity, love, and wisdom, and your purpose is to bring these qualities into the world. The things and experiences you once sought as ends in themselves become tools for growth and expression, no longer chains that bind you but instruments that serve your journey. The practice of letting go is not always easy. It requires faith, courage, and patience. But as you release your attachments, you begin to experience a profound sense of peace and freedom. You discover that the less you cling, the more you receive, and the less you fear, the more you are able to love. Letting go is not a loss, it is a return to your true nature, a state of unity with the infinite abundance of life. Worldly attachments lose their power when you anchor yourself in the eternal. As you turn inward, you find the unshakable foundation that cannot be taken or diminished. This inner connection is the source of all that is good, true, and lasting. From this place you engage with the world not as a seeker, but as a creator, not as one in need, but as one who is whole. The illusion fades and you step into the reality of your divine essence, free and fulfilled. Living from the fulfillment of oneness is the ultimate realization of your true nature and the divine unity that underpins all existence. This fulfillment begins with the understanding that separation is an illusion. From the others, world often appears the fragmented, flow of creation, filled with distinctions and divisions. Oneness is not merely a concept to be intellectually understood, but a profound state of being. But these dualities are simply manifestations of the mind's tendency to categorize and label. All you desire, beneath this surface and all you strive for already exists lies the unchanging reality you and the Creator are one. You are a part of this wholeness, intricately connected to every aspect of existence. To live from this oneness is to rise above the illusion of division and embrace the infinite nature of your being. Oneness is the essence of abundance, for there is no lack in unity. When you live with the awareness that you are one with the Creator, you understand that the source of all life, creativity, and prosperity is already within you. There is no need to grasp, beg, or strive endlessly for external things, because you recognize that what you desire is not separate from you. It flows through you and is available to you as soon as you align with it in consciousness. To live from the fulfillment of oneness is to embody the truth that you already are what you seek. This state of fulfillment is not dependent on circumstances. It does not require the perfect job, the ideal relationship, or the resolution of every challenge. Instead, it arises from the recognition that your worth and peace come from within, from your divine connection to the whole. Circumstances may change, challenges may come and go, but the sense of oneness remains constant. It is the unshakable foundation that allows you to move through life with grace, confidence, and joy. To live from oneness is also to transcend fear and doubt. Fear arises from the belief in separation, the idea that you are alone, vulnerable, or lacking something essential. But when you know that you are one with the infinite, fear loses its grip. You trust the divine flow of life, knowing that you are always supported, always guided, and always provided for. This trust allows you to act with courage and faith, knowing that every step you take is part of the greater unfolding of your purpose. The fulfillment of oneness transforms your relationships. When you see others as extensions of the same divine essence that flows through you, you no longer feel the need to compete, judge, or compare. Love becomes your natural response, because you recognize that in loving others, you are loving yourself and honoring the Creator. This perspective dissolves conflict, heals wounds, and fosters deep, meaningful connections. Relationships cease to be transactions or sources of validation, and instead become opportunities to express and receive the infinite love that flows through all of creation. Living from oneness also reshapes how you approach challenges. You no longer see obstacles as barriers but as invitations to grow and expand. You understand that the same creative power that birthed the universe resides within you, enabling you to overcome any difficulty. Your challenges become opportunities to deepen your connection to the divine and to express the fullness of your potential. With this awareness, you face life with resilience and optimism, knowing that every experience is part of your journey toward greater self-realization. The fulfillment of oneness brings a profound sense of peace. It quiets the restless mind, dissolves the need for validation, and frees you from the endless pursuit of external goals. This peace does not come from avoiding life's complexities, but from embracing them with the understanding that you are never alone, never lacking, and never separate from the divine. It is a peace that allows you to be fully present, living fully alive, the fulfillment of and oneness, fully engaged is the realization that your life is not a quest to become something but an awakening to what you already are. You are a divine expression of the infinite, complete and whole in every way. When you live from this awareness, you radiate love, joy, and abundance, inspiring others to see the same truth within themselves. In oneness, you find not only fulfillment, but also the profound realization that you are, and have always been, one with all that is. In conclusion, to put God first above all else is to live in alignment with the divine truth of your being. It is to recognize that the Creator is not separate from you, but is the essence of all that you are, and all that you experience. By centering your life on this truth, you transcend the illusions of separation, fear, and lack, and step into the fullness of divine unity, abundance, and peace. When you live with faith, guided by the divine will within, you unlock the limitless power of oneness and discover that everything you seek has always been within you. As you journey forward, may you continually choose to release attachments to the transient and embrace the eternal presence of God within you. Let this divine awareness be the foundation of your life, guiding your actions, shaping your relationships, and bringing you the fulfillment that can only come from living as one with the infinite. Thank you for opening your heart and mind to these words. May they inspire and empower you to live in the profound joy and freedom of divine unity. Blessings to you always. When faced with life's decisions, challenges, or triumphs, we often look outward for guidance, seeking advice, validation, or solutions from others. Yet the true source of wisdom, the eternal power that shapes all circumstances, is not found outside of us. It resides within, in the divine spark that is God. The idea that God dwells within you is one of the most profound truths you can embrace. It is a concept that transcends religious doctrine and philosophical debate, touching the very core of human existence. To truly understand this truth is to awaken to the immense power and potential that lies dormant within you. It is the key to transforming your life from one of limitation and struggle to one of boundless creativity and fulfillment. Many of us are conditioned to think of God as a being outside of ourselves, distant, detached, and perhaps even unapproachable. We search for signs and miracles in the external world, hoping for divine intervention to solve our problems. Yet, this view places separation between ourselves and the very source of life. To believe that God is external is to deny the intimate connection that exists between you and the divine. It is to overlook the reality that the power of God is not somewhere out there, but is present within you, here and now. So, to understand that God dwells within you is to recognize your own consciousness as sacred. Your thoughts, feelings, and imagination are not merely private experiences, but the creative expressions of divine power. The same force that created the universe resides within you, not as a distant observer, but as the very essence of your being. When you imagine, dream, and believe, you are not acting independently of God but in perfect harmony with this indwelling presence. This realization requires a shift in perception. It calls for you to stop looking outward for solutions and instead turn inward to the sanctuary of your own mind. Within you lies infinite wisdom, love, and power. But this divine presence will not impose itself upon you. It waits patiently for your recognition, for your willingness to believe in its reality. The moment you acknowledge that God dwells within you, you open the door to a new way of living. Your imagination is the doorway through which the divine operates. Consider this: every innovation, every masterpiece, and every great achievement began as a thought, a vision held in the mind of someone who dared to believe it was possible. This is the power of God within, working through the human imagination to bring forth new realities. When you imagine yourself as healthy, prosperous, or joyful, you are not engaging in mere fantasy. You are aligning yourself with the creative power of God, which seeks to manifest your highest good. But this truth is not just for moments of inspiration and creativity. It is equally important in times of challenge and despair. When life feels overwhelming and the weight of your circumstances threatens to crush your spirit, remember that you are not alone. The same power that created the stars and the oceans dwells within you, ready to guide, support, and uplift you. In moments of stillness, when you quiet the noise of fear and doubt, you can feel this presence. It may come as a sense of peace, a flash of insight, or a renewed strength to keep moving forward. The indwelling presence of God also means that you are never powerless. No matter how dire your circumstances may seem, you have the ability to change them. This is not to suggest that life will always be easy or that challenges will disappear overnight. But when you understand that God dwells within you, you approach difficulties with a different mindset. Instead of seeing yourself as a victim of external forces, you recognize that you have the power to reshape your reality from the inside out. This truth also invites you to see others in a new light. If God dwells within you, then surely this same divine presence dwells within everyone you meet. This awareness fosters compassion, understanding, and a sense of unity. So you begin to see beyond superficial differences and recognize the shared divinity that connects all of humanity. This does not mean you will agree with everyone or condone harmful behavior. But it does mean that you can approach life with an open heart, knowing that we are all expressions of the same divine source. The idea that God dwells within you is not just a comforting thought, it is a call to action. It challenges you to live with intention, to choose your thoughts and beliefs carefully, and to take responsibility for the reality you create. It encourages you to trust in your inner guidance, even when the external world offers no guarantees. It reminds you that you are not separate from the divine, but an integral part of it, a co-creator in the unfolding of life. To live with the awareness that God dwells within you is to live with a sense of empowerment and peace. It is to know that you are never truly alone, never without hope, and never without the ability to create change. It is to understand that your life, in all its complexity and beauty, is a sacred expression of divine love. When you embrace this truth, you begin to see the world differently. Challenges become opportunities for growth, and ordinary moments take on extraordinary meaning. So the next time you feel lost or uncertain, remember this: the answers you seek are not out there but within. The power to heal, to create, and to thrive is already yours because God dwells within you. Trust this truth, live it, and watch as your life transforms in ways you never thought possible. When you close your eyes and imagine, you are engaging with a realm that exists beyond the physical. What appears to be intangible is, in fact, the seed of every tangible experience. Consider the world around you. Every building, every invention, every piece of art began as a thought in someone's mind. What now stands as a reality was once nothing more than an imagined possibility. This is the power of imagination at work, shaping the external world from within. Imagination is the bridge between the spiritual and the material. It is through this faculty that you bring forth the desires of your heart into manifestation. When you visualize a future filled with love, success, or abundance, you are not indulging in mere wishful thinking. You are planting seeds in the fertile ground of consciousness, seeds that will grow and bear fruit when nurtured with belief and focus. The key to unlocking the power of imagination lies in your ability to assume the reality of what you desire. This is not about pretending or forcing yourself to believe something untrue. It is about embodying the feeling of your wish fulfilled, allowing your mind to dwell in the state of already having what you seek. When you imagine vividly, engaging all your senses and emotions, you align your inner world with the reality you wish to experience. This process requires faith and persistence. The physical world may not immediately reflect the changes you create in your imagination, but that does not mean they are not taking root. Just as a seed takes time to grow beneath the soil before it breaks through the surface, the seeds of your imagination require patience and care. Trust that the unseen forces of creation are at work, rearranging circumstances and events to bring your vision to life. Imagination is also the doorway to freedom. It allows you to rise above the limitations of your current circumstances, to see beyond what is and into what could be. When you feel trapped by challenges or constrained by the opinions of others, your imagination offers an escape. It empowers you to envision a better future, a reality where obstacles are overcome and dreams are realized. By focusing on this vision, you begin to draw it into your experience, even when the outer world seems unchanged. Imagination is not limited to creating grand dreams or future achievements. It is also a powerful tool for transforming your present experience. At any moment, you can choose to see your current reality differently, to imagine it infused with purpose and meaning. This shift in perception alters your emotional state and opens the door to new opportunities. When you imagine the best in yourself and others, you elevate your vibration and attract circumstances that resonate with this higher perspective. One of the most profound truths about imagination is that it is unlimited. Unlike the physical world, where resources and opportunities can appear scarce, imagination knows no bounds. You can envision a life of abundance, joy, and fulfillment without constraint. This freedom is a reflection of your true nature as a creative being, endowed with the ability to shape your reality through thought and intention. Yet, this power must be used consciously. Imagination does not discriminate between positive and negative creations. If you dwell on fear, doubt, or limitation, you will find these reflected in your experience. To harness the true potential of imagination, you must discipline your mind to focus on what you desire rather than what you fear. This requires awareness and practice, but the rewards are immeasurable. Imagination is also deeply personal. No one else can see the visions that arise within you or feel the emotions they evoke. This makes your imagination a sacred space, a private sanctuary where you can connect with your highest self and explore the infinite possibilities of existence. Honor this space and use it wisely. Let your imagination be a source of inspiration, guidance, and empowerment. Imagination is a gift, a reflection of the divine presence within you. It is through this gift that you participate in the ongoing act of creation, shaping your world and experiences according to the vision you hold in your heart. Embrace this truth and let your imagination lead you through the doorway to a life of boundless possibility and profound fulfillment. In a world that often pulls our attention outward, it is easy to lose touch with this inner harmony. We become consumed by societal expectations, external pressures, and the relentless pursuit of goals, often at the expense of our mental and emotional well-being. Yet the truth is that no amount of external success can compensate for inner chaos. Without alignment, even the most significant achievements feel hollow, and the constant striving leaves us exhausted and unfulfilled. Once you identify these areas, the next step is to gently realign. This is not about forcing change or trying to control every aspect of your life. Instead, it is about cultivating a state of inner harmony that naturally guides your decisions and actions. One of the most powerful ways to do this is through the practice of mindfulness. By becoming present and fully engaging with the moment, you can quiet the noise of doubt and distraction, allowing your inner guidance to emerge. Inner alignment also requires emotional balance. Your emotions are a powerful indicator of whether you are in harmony with your true self. Feelings of joy, peace, and contentment signal alignment, while persistent stress, frustration, or dissatisfaction often point to areas of disconnection. This does not mean you must avoid or suppress negative emotions. Instead, it invites you to explore them with curiosity and compassion. When you honor your emotions as messengers, they can help you understand what needs to shift within you. Another essential aspect of inner alignment is trusting your intuition. Your intuition is the voice of your higher self, guiding you toward what is best for you. However, in a world that values logic and external validation, it can be easy to dismiss this inner voice. To prioritize alignment, you must learn to trust your intuition, even when it defies conventional wisdom. This trust grows stronger with practice, as you begin to see how following your inner guidance leads to greater clarity and fulfillment. Inner alignment also calls for letting go of what no longer serves you. This includes outdated beliefs, unhealthy habits, and relationships that drain your energy or distract you from your purpose. Letting go can be challenging, as it often involves stepping into the unknown. Yet it is through this process of release that you create space for new opportunities and experiences that align with your true self. Trust that by releasing what is not meant for you, you are making room for something greater. To prioritize inner alignment, it is also important to cultivate practices that nurture your mind, body, and spirit. Meditation, journaling, and spending time in nature are powerful ways to reconnect with your inner self. These practices create a space for stillness and reflection, allowing you to tune into the whispers of your soul. As you make these practices a part of your daily life, you will find that alignment becomes less of a fleeting state and more of a natural way of being. Inner alignment is not a destination but a journey. It is an ongoing process of tuning in, adjusting, and realigning as you grow and evolve. There will be moments when you feel completely aligned and others when you feel off balance. This is natural and to be expected. The key is to approach this journey with patience and self-compassion, knowing that every step brings you closer to living in harmony with your true self. Faith over fear is a principle that calls us to trust in the unseen, to believe in possibilities beyond what our limited perception can grasp, and to stand firm in the face of uncertainty. It is a call to shift our focus from what could go wrong to what can be made right through belief and trust in a higher power or purpose. Faith and fear cannot coexist, one must give way to the other. When you choose faith, you unlock a wellspring of strength, clarity, and resilience that enables you to transcend life's challenges and embrace its opportunities. Fear often arises when we face the unknown. It whispers doubts, magnifies obstacles, and convinces us to shrink away from the vastness of possibility. It roots itself in the illusion of separation from others, from our higher selves, and from the infinite source of love and support that surrounds us. Fear thrives on a scarcity mindset, leading us to believe that we lack the resources, abilities, or courage to navigate what lies ahead. On the other hand, is expansive. It reminds us that we are never alone, that we are connected to an infinite source of wisdom and strength that guides us when we choose to listen. Faith is not about ignoring challenges or pretending that fears do not exist. Rather, it is about seeing those fears through a lens of trust. It allows us to acknowledge fear without being consumed by it, to recognize uncertainty without letting it paralyze us. Faith invites us to move forward, even when the path is unclear, trusting that each step will reveal the way. Choosing faith over fear is an act of courage, but it is also an act of surrender. This surrender is not about giving up, but about releasing the need to control every outcome. It is about letting go of the fear-based narrative that says we must struggle and strive to earn our worth or secure our future. Faith reminds us that we are already enough, that the universe is conspiring in our favor, and that what is meant for us cannot be taken away. When fear takes hold, it is often because we are focusing too much on external circumstances, on what appears to be happening around us. We look at the storm instead of the calm within. Faith shifts our focus inward, grounding us in the knowledge that our inner world creates our outer reality. When we align with faith, we tap into a power greater than any obstacle, a power that transforms challenges into opportunities and setbacks into stepping stones. Faith also requires imagination. It asks us to envision a reality beyond what we can see, to believe in the unseen as though it were already visible. This is not about wishful thinking or blind optimism, but about embracing the truth that our thoughts and beliefs shape our experience. When you hold faith, you are declaring that your vision for the future is stronger than your fear of the unknown. You are affirming that possibilities are endless and that miracles can unfold in ways you cannot yet comprehend. Fear often tells us to play small, to avoid risks, and to stay within the confines of the familiar. It convinces us that safety lies in maintaining the status quo. But faith calls us to step boldly into the unknown, to trust that growth and transformation require us to leave our comfort zones. It is through these leaps of faith that we discover our strength, our purpose, and the limitless potential within us. Faith is not a one-time decision but a practice. It is something we must cultivate daily, especially when life feels uncertain or overwhelming. This practice can take many forms: quiet moments of reflection, affirmations that reinforce trust, or actions that align with our highest intentions, even when fear tempts us to do otherwise. Each time we choose faith over fear, we strengthen our ability to do so again, building a foundation of trust that carries us through life's storms. It is important to recognize that fear is not the enemy. Fear is a natural response to perceived danger, a signal that something within us seeks attention or healing. By approaching fear with compassion rather than resistance, we can uncover its underlying message and transform it into a stepping stone toward faith. When we face fear with faith, we do not deny its existence. Instead, we allow faith to guide us through it, revealing the strength and resilience that were always within us. Faith over fear is not about denying the difficulties of life or ignoring the challenges we face. It is about choosing to see those challenges as opportunities for growth and transformation. It is about trusting that every experience, no matter how daunting, carries the potential for greater wisdom, love, and connection. Faith assures us that even in the darkest moments, we are being guided toward our highest good. Faith over fear is a choice to trust in the unseen, to believe in the power of possibility, and to align with the truth of who we are. It is a declaration that love, not fear, will guide our decisions and shape our reality. By choosing faith, we step into our power as creators of our experience, embracing a life of courage, joy, and limitless potential. In faith, we find the strength to face anything, knowing that we are supported, guided, and never alone. When trouble surrounds you, and the weight of the world feels unbearable, the greatest refuge lies not in the external world, but within yourself. Turning within during times of trouble is an act of profound wisdom and courage. It is a recognition that the solutions to life's challenges are not found in the chaos of the external, but in the stillness of your inner being. Within you lies an infinite reservoir of strength, wisdom, and peace, waiting to be accessed when you dare to look inward. The external world often feels overwhelming because it is ever-changing and unpredictable. When difficulties arise, our first instinct is usually to seek external remedies, whether by solving problems through action, seeking advice, or trying to control circumstances. While these approaches have their place, they are often ineffective if they stem from a place of fear, confusion, or desperation. The external world is a reflection of your internal state, and if your inner world is in disarray, no amount of external effort will bring true resolution. Turning within begins with stillness. In the midst of turmoil, it may feel counterintuitive to pause and sit quietly with yourself. Yet, this is where the power lies. In stillness, you disengage from the noise of the outer world and the constant chatter of your mind. You create space to connect with the deeper part of yourself, the part that is untouched by external circumstances, the part that knows only peace. This inner stillness is not about ignoring your problems, but about shifting your focus to the place within you that holds the answers. As you turn inward, you may encounter resistance. Your mind may race with worries, doubts, and fears, insisting that you must act immediately or that there is no time for reflection. Acknowledge these thoughts without judgment, but do not let them pull you away from your inner sanctuary. The act of turning within requires trust that the stillness within you is more powerful than the storm around you. It is in this trust that transformation begins. Inward reflection allows you to gain clarity. When you turn within, you step back from the whirlwind of emotions and reactions that often accompany trouble. You observe your thoughts and feelings without becoming entangled in them. This perspective helps you see your situation more clearly and objectively. What once felt overwhelming begins to lose its grip as you realize that you are not your thoughts, your fears, or your circumstances. You are the observer of these experiences, and as the observer, you have the power to choose how to respond. Turning within also connects you to your inner wisdom. This wisdom is not something you must acquire, it is already within you, waiting to be heard. However, it often speaks in whispers, drowned out by the noise of external distractions and internal turmoil. By creating space for stillness and reflection, you allow this wisdom to emerge. It may come as a sense of knowing, an intuitive insight, or a gentle nudge toward a specific action. Trust what arises, for this inner guidance is aligned with your highest good. Another profound benefit of turning within is the connection to peace. In times of trouble, peace may feel like an impossible dream, but it is closer than you think. Peace is not something you must seek outside yourself. It is a natural state that arises when you let go of resistance and surrender to the present moment. Turning within helps you reconnect with this peace, reminding you that no matter what is happening around you, there is a place of calm and stability within you that cannot be shaken. Turning within also fosters resilience. When you face challenges from a place of inner alignment, you are better equipped to navigate them with strength and grace. You are not reacting out of fear or desperation, but responding with clarity and purpose. This resilience allows you to face difficulties with courage, knowing that you have the inner resources to overcome them. The act of turning within is not about escaping reality or avoiding responsibility. It is about grounding yourself in the truth of who you are, so that you can face reality from a place of empowerment. It is about realizing that your outer world is a reflection of your inner state, and that by changing your inner state, you can influence your external reality. Turning within is not a retreat, but a return to the source of your strength, wisdom, and peace. In times of trouble, turning within may seem like a small and simple act, yet it has the power to transform your experience. It reminds you that you are not a victim of your circumstances, but a creator of your reality. It empowers you to face challenges with courage and clarity, knowing that you are guided by a deeper wisdom. Most importantly, it reconnects you with the truth that no matter what happens, you are whole, complete, and unshakable at your core. The next time trouble arises, resist the urge to seek solutions solely in the external world. Instead, take a moment to turn within. Sit quietly with yourself, breathe deeply, and allow the stillness to envelop you. Trust that within this stillness lies everything you need: guidance, clarity, strength, and peace. By turning within, you align yourself with the infinite power of your true self, transforming not only how you face challenges, but how you live your life. In the rush of daily life, we are often driven by external forces, deadlines, expectations, and distractions that pull us in countless directions. This constant motion creates a sense of disconnection, both from ourselves and from the deeper truths that guide our existence. Stillness is the antidote to this disconnection. It is a return to the present moment, a reconnection with the self, and a reminder that everything we seek outside of us already exists within. The power of stillness lies in its ability to anchor us amidst chaos. When life feels overwhelming, it is tempting to believe that the solution lies in doing more, in pushing harder, or in solving problems through sheer effort. But often, this only adds to the turmoil. Stillness, by contrast, invites you to pause and listen. It teaches you that sometimes the most profound answers emerge not from doing, but from being. In stillness, you create space for insight to arise naturally, without forcing or striving. It also deepens your connection with the present moment. So much of our anxiety and stress comes from dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. Stillness brings you back to the here and now, where life is actually happening. In this moment, you can find peace, even amidst uncertainty. In this moment, you can hear the whispers of your intuition, guiding you toward what truly matters. You come to realize that you are not defined by your circumstances, your thoughts, or your emotions. You are the observer, the awareness behind it all. This realization is liberating, for it reminds you that you are not bound by the limitations of the external world. So, you are infinite, connected to a source of wisdom and power that is always accessible, no matter what is happening around you. Stillness is the key to living a life of purpose, peace, and authenticity. It is the space where you meet your true self, free from the noise and distractions of the world. It is the foundation from which you can create, love, and live fully. Stillness is not something you must earn or achieve. It is your natural state, waiting to be rediscovered. By embracing stillness, you unlock the door to a deeper, richer experience of life, one that is guided by wisdom, anchored in peace, and illuminated by the light of your inner truth. Acknowledging God in all things is a profound practice that transforms the way you perceive and engage with the world. It is the recognition that the divine is not separate from life, but is interwoven into every aspect of existence. When you acknowledge God in all things, you align yourself with a higher perspective, one that sees beyond the surface of circumstances and into the deeper, eternal truths that shape reality. To acknowledge God is to understand that life is not random or chaotic. Everything you experience, no matter how mundane or extraordinary, is a manifestation of the divine presence. This perspective requires a shift in awareness, one that moves from seeing life as a series of disconnected events to recognizing a sacred unity underlying it all. In this unity, every moment, interaction, and challenge becomes an opportunity to experience God's presence. Acknowledging God does not mean that life will always be easy or free from difficulty. Instead, it means recognizing that even in hardship, there is a divine purpose at work. Challenges are not punishments but invitations to grow, to trust, and to deepen your connection with the divine. When you see God in your struggles, you begin to understand that every trial carries within it the seed of transformation. This understanding allows you to face adversity with faith and resilience, knowing that you are never alone and that every situation serves a higher good. Gratitude is a cornerstone of acknowledging God in all things. When you cultivate gratitude, you train your mind and heart to focus on the blessings that surround you, even in challenging times. Gratitude is not just about giving thanks for the good, but about finding the divine in every experience. It is about seeing the beauty in the small, often overlooked details of life, the warmth of the sun, the kindness of a stranger, the lessons in failure. By practicing gratitude, you attune yourself to the presence of God in all things, allowing your life to become a continuous prayer of thanksgiving. Acknowledging God also means surrendering the illusion of control. So often we strive to control our circumstances, believing that our plans and efforts alone will determine the outcome. But true peace comes from recognizing that there is a higher intelligence guiding your life. This does not mean abandoning responsibility or effort, but understanding that your actions are part of a larger divine plan. When you surrender control, you open yourself to the flow of grace, trusting that God's timing and wisdom are perfect. This practice invites you to shift your focus inward. The divine is not only present in the external world but dwells within you. To acknowledge God is to honor the sacred within yourself and others. It is to see beyond appearances and recognize the divinity in every person, no matter how different or challenging they may seem. This perspective fosters compassion, unity, and a deeper understanding of the interconnectedness of all life. Prayer and reflection are powerful ways to cultivate this awareness. Through prayer, you open your heart and mind to God's presence, inviting divine wisdom and guidance into your life. Reflection allows you to pause and see how the divine has been present in your experiences, often in ways you may not have initially recognized. Together, these practices help you build a deeper, more intimate relationship with God, one that informs every aspect of your life. When you acknowledge God in all things, you align yourself with love, the essence of the divine. Love becomes the lens through which you view the world, transforming your interactions and relationships. Instead of seeing others as separate or adversarial, you begin to see them as reflections of the same divine source. This perspective dissolves judgment and fosters unity, reminding you that we are all expressions of God, each playing a unique role in the grand tapestry of life. This practice also brings a sense of wonder and reverence to everyday life. When you acknowledge God, even the simplest moments become sacred. A walk in nature becomes a communion with the divine, a quiet moment of stillness becomes a meeting with the eternal. Life, in all its complexity and simplicity, becomes a reflection of God's infinite creativity and love. Acknowledging God in all things is not about perfection, but about presence. It is not about always feeling spiritually aligned, but about choosing to return to this awareness, again and again, no matter how many times you stray. It is a journey, one that deepens over time as you learn to trust, surrender, and embrace the divine in all its forms. This practice transforms the way you live. It brings peace in uncertainty, gratitude in abundance, and faith in hardship. It reminds you that life is not something happening to you, but something happening through you, with God as your constant companion. By acknowledging God in all things, you open your heart to the infinite, allowing divine wisdom, love, and grace to guide your every step. This alignment creates a life of purpose, meaning, and deep fulfillment, a life lived in communion with the divine. The world around you is a direct reflection of the beliefs you hold. Everything you experience, from your relationships to your circumstances, is shaped by the way you think and feel about yourself, others, and the world at large. This is not a mere philosophical idea, it is a universal truth that governs the way we interact with reality. Our beliefs create the lens through which we perceive the world, and these perceptions then influence the events and experiences that unfold in our lives. Beliefs are powerful forces. They are the unconscious agreements we make about who we are, what we deserve, and what is possible in our lives. They are formed through experiences, cultural conditioning, and the stories we tell ourselves. These beliefs act as filters, shaping how we interpret events, respond to situations, and interact with others. The problem arises when these beliefs are limiting, negative, or based on false assumptions. When we hold beliefs that we are not worthy, that life is hard, or that we are incapable of change, we inadvertently create a world that mirrors these beliefs. The first step in transforming your world is becoming aware of the beliefs that govern it. Many of these beliefs are deeply ingrained, hidden in the subconscious mind, and may not be immediately obvious. However, by paying attention to the patterns in your life, you can begin to uncover the beliefs that are shaping your reality. Are you constantly attracting relationships that are unfulfilling or even toxic? Do you struggle with financial difficulties despite your best efforts? Do you find yourself caught in a cycle of self-doubt or fear? These recurring patterns are signs that your beliefs are influencing the outcomes in your life. Once you identify the limiting beliefs that are holding you back, the next step is to challenge and replace them. This requires a conscious effort to shift your thinking and reprogram your mind. It's important to remember that beliefs are not facts, they are simply thoughts that have been repeated over time. By consciously choosing to think differently, you can begin to create new, empowering beliefs that align with the life you want to create. Instead of believing that success is impossible or that happiness is reserved for others, begin to believe that you are worthy of abundance, love, and joy. The power of belief is evident in the way it shapes your emotional and mental state. When you believe in your ability to succeed, for example, you approach challenges with confidence and resilience. You are more likely to take the necessary actions, make the right decisions, and persist in the face of obstacles. On the other hand, when you believe that failure is inevitable, you may hesitate to take risks, second-guess your decisions, and ultimately limit your potential. The mind is a powerful tool, and it can either work for you or against you, depending on the beliefs you choose to embrace. Your external world is also a reflection of your internal state. This means that the relationships you attract, the opportunities you encounter, and the circumstances you find yourself in are all influenced by what you believe to be true about yourself and the world. If you believe that people are untrustworthy, for example, you may find yourself surrounded by individuals who reinforce that belief. If you believe that money is hard to come by, you may struggle financially no matter how hard you work. But when you shift your beliefs to reflect abundance, trust, and possibility, you begin to see these qualities mirrored in your external experiences. The key to changing your world, then, lies in changing your beliefs. This is not a one-time process, but a gradual and ongoing journey of self-discovery and transformation. It requires mindfulness and a willingness to let go of old stories and patterns that no longer serve you. It also requires patience and self-compassion, as the process of changing deeply held beliefs takes time. However, the rewards of this inner work are immense. As your beliefs shift, so too will your reality. You will begin to attract experiences that align with your new, empowering beliefs. Your relationships will improve, your financial situation will change, and your overall sense of peace and fulfillment will grow. It's important to note that belief is not just about positive thinking or wishful fantasies. It is about aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the truth of who you are and what is possible for you. Belief is not a passive state, it is an active force that requires consistent effort and dedication. It is the foundation upon which your actions are built. When you truly believe in your own worth and potential, you will act in ways that are congruent with those beliefs. You will take risks, pursue your dreams, and show up in the world with confidence and authenticity. The world reflects your beliefs in subtle and profound ways. It is through your beliefs that you interpret every experience, and it is through your beliefs that you create your reality. The good news is that you have the power to change your beliefs, and in doing so, change your life. You are not a passive observer in the world, you are an active creator. By taking responsibility for your beliefs, you take responsibility for your life. And by changing your beliefs, you begin to transform your world into one that reflects the truth of your divine potential. As you embark on this journey of self-discovery and transformation, remember that the power to change your world lies within you. Your beliefs are not fixed, they are fluid, and with awareness, intention, and effort, you can reshape them to reflect the life you desire. The process may take time, but every step forward is a step toward greater freedom, joy, and fulfillment. Your world will reflect your beliefs, so believe in the greatness within you, and watch as your reality shifts to mirror that truth. In conclusion, remember that the world around you is a mirror reflecting the beliefs you hold within. By becoming aware of the thoughts and beliefs shaping your reality, you have the power to transform your life. As you shift your beliefs to align with your true potential, you create a reality that mirrors abundance, love, success, and fulfillment. It's not about simply wishing for change, but about actively reprogramming your mind, embracing empowering thoughts, and taking aligned actions. The world will always reflect your inner world, so take the time to nurture and believe in the greatness within you. Thank you for joining me on this journey of self-discovery and transformation. May you continue to see the divine potential within yourself and in the world around you. My friends, I urge you to consider this carefully. Not every plea for help is a call to action. There are those whose cries echo not from true need, but from an unwillingness to claim their inner strength. To extend your hand without discernment is to entangle yourself in their cycle of lack and misalignment. Life is a grand mirror, reflecting back to us not the world as it is, but as we are within. The circumstances, relationships, and experiences that fill our days are merely projections of the state of our consciousness. To truly understand this principle is to unlock the key to transformation, for nothing in your outer world can shift until you first shift within. It is not the actions of others or the randomness of life that shape our experiences, but the assumptions we hold, the beliefs we nurture, and the emotions we entertain. When you encounter someone in need, it is natural to feel the urge to help. Compassion is a noble quality, but it must be tempered with understanding. Not all help is helpful. There are times when assisting another can inadvertently reinforce their limitations rather than liberate them. This is because their struggles are a reflection of their inner state, just as your experiences reflect yours. To intervene without discernment is to become entangled in their reflection, seeing only their lack and not their potential, and in doing so, you risk affirming the very reality they wish to escape. Consider this: if someone views themselves as powerless, they will project a reality that mirrors this belief. They will encounter situations and relationships that reinforce their sense of helplessness. If you step in to solve their problems without addressing the root cause, their own perception, you are merely treating the symptoms of a deeper issue. You may alleviate their immediate discomfort, but you leave their underlying belief intact. Worse still, you may unintentionally validate it, making it harder for them to break free. True assistance begins with awareness. It is not about fixing someone's life for them, but about helping them see the power they already possess. This requires you to rise above the immediate reflection and see beyond the surface. It requires a deeper understanding of how consciousness shapes reality. By maintaining your own alignment with abundance, strength, and clarity, you serve as a mirror of possibility rather than limitation. In your presence, they can begin to perceive a new reflection, one that calls them to rise, not to remain as they are. This is why discernment is crucial. You must ask yourself, am I helping from a place of genuine empowerment, or am I responding to their reflection of lack? To answer this question honestly, you must first examine your own state of consciousness. Are you seeing them as a soul capable of transformation, or as someone who needs rescuing? The way you perceive them will dictate the kind of help you offer and the impact it has. It is also essential to recognize that each person is on their own journey. The struggles they face are not punishments but opportunities for growth. Just as you have learned through challenges and risen through trials, so too must they. To take away their struggle prematurely is to rob them of the lessons their soul has called forth. It is like pulling a butterfly from its cocoon. Before it is ready, the wings remain undeveloped, and the creature cannot fly. There is a delicate balance to be struck here. Compassion does not mean enabling. Love does not mean interfering. Sometimes the greatest gift you can give another is the space to discover their own strength. This does not mean turning a blind eye to suffering or becoming indifferent to the needs of others. It means offering a higher form of help, one that empowers rather than weakens. It means seeing them not as broken, but as whole, even if they cannot yet see it for themselves. The reflection principle teaches us that we are always teaching others by the state of our being. If you wish to inspire someone to rise above their circumstances, you must first rise above your own. You must embody the qualities you wish to see in them: confidence, peace, abundance, so that your reflection serves as a reminder of what is possible. When you do this, you are not imposing your will upon them, but inviting them to step into a higher version of themselves. At times, this may mean withholding direct help, even when asked. This is not an act of cruelty, but of wisdom. It is an acknowledgement that their journey is sacred, and that their struggles are the very soil in which their strength will grow. Trust that the same divine intelligence that guides you also guides them. Trust that they too have access to the infinite power within, and that they will discover it in their own time and way. Life does not happen to us, it happens through us. Every interaction, every encounter, every challenge is a reflection of the state of our inner world. By understanding this, we free ourselves from the illusion of victimhood and step into the role of the creator. And as creators, we have a responsibility not to fix the reflections of others, but to perfect our own. When you align with truth, love, and abundance, you naturally inspire others to do the same. Your very presence becomes a catalyst for change, not because you force it upon them, but because you show them what is possible. So remember the power of the mirror. When you see lack in another, look first within yourself. When you feel the urge to help, ask whether your help will empower or enable. And when in doubt, hold the vision of their highest potential, trusting that they will rise to meet it. This is the true meaning of assistance, not to change their reflection for them, but to show them that they hold the power to change it themselves. The law of assumption is the foundation upon which reality is built. It declares that whatever you assume to be true, whether consciously or unconsciously, will manifest in your life. It is not the effort you expend or the actions you take that shape your world, but the assumptions you hold deeply within your mind. These assumptions, like seeds planted in fertile soil, grow into the experiences that make up your life. To understand and harness this law is to unlock the power to create your reality deliberately. So, every thought, every belief, every feeling you entertain is an assumption about the nature of life, yourself, and the world around you. If you believe that life is a struggle, that belief will be reflected in your experiences. You will encounter obstacles and hardships, not because life is inherently difficult, but because your assumption demands it. Conversely, if you assume that life is abundant and full of opportunities, you will find evidence of this truth in every corner of your existence. The outer world is nothing more than a mirror reflecting the assumptions you hold within. This is why so many efforts to change our circumstances fail. We focus on the outer effects without addressing the inner cause. We may try to improve our finances by working harder or seeking new opportunities, but if we carry within us the assumption of lack, our efforts will yield little fruit. The outer world cannot change until the inner world does. Action without a change in assumption is like planting seeds in barren soil. It is the assumption, the inner conviction, that determines whether the soil is fertile and whether the seed will grow. To apply the law of assumption, you must first become aware of the assumptions you currently hold. This requires honesty and self-reflection. Ask yourself, what do I believe about myself? What do I believe about others? What do I believe about the nature of reality? These beliefs are the assumptions that shape your life. Often they operate beneath the surface of our awareness, yet their influence is profound. They dictate your thoughts, emotions, and actions, and they call forth experiences that confirm their truth. Once you have identified these assumptions, the next step is to replace those that do not serve you with ones that align with the life you desire. This is not a passive process, but an act of deliberate creation. You must consciously choose to assume the reality you wish to experience, even if the evidence around you suggests otherwise. This requires faith and imagination. Faith, because you must trust in the unseen reality of your assumption imagination, because it is through the act of imagining that you begin to feel the truth of your new assumption. Feeling is the secret to making an assumption a reality. It is not enough to simply think about the life you desire. You must feel as though you are already living it. This is because the subconscious mind, which is the creative power behind all manifestation, responds to feelings, not thoughts. When you feel the reality of your assumption, your subconscious accepts it as true and sets about bringing it into your experience. Many struggle with this concept because they are conditioned to believe in the evidence of their senses. They see lack and assume lack. They experience struggle and assume struggle. But the law of assumption teaches us to reverse this process. Do not let your senses dictate your assumptions. Let your assumptions dictate what your senses perceive. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, regardless of outer appearances, and trust that your assumption will harden into fact. This is not a process of force or effort. You do not need to struggle to make your assumption real. The law of assumption operates naturally and effortlessly, just as a seed grows into a plant without strain or toil. Your only task is to nurture your assumption through faith and feeling. Remain steadfast in your belief, and let the creative power of the subconscious do the rest. It is important to remember that the law of assumption works both positively and negatively. If you assume failure, failure will manifest. If you assume rejection, rejection will follow. This is why self-awareness is so vital. You must guard your assumptions and choose them wisely, for they are the architects of your reality. Do not dwell on fear, doubt, or limitation, for these too are assumptions that will shape your world. When you encounter challenges or delays, do not waver in your assumption. The outer world may test your faith, but this is only the reflection of your past assumptions lingering in your reality. Hold fast to your new assumption and trust that it will prevail. The law of assumption is absolute. It cannot fail. It will manifest what you assume to be true, without exception. As you practice this law, you will find that life becomes a dance of creation. No longer will you feel like a victim of circumstance, tossed about by forces beyond your control. You will understand that you are the creator of your reality, and you will take full responsibility for your assumptions. This is the ultimate freedom, for it places the power to shape your life firmly in your hands. Let this truth sink deeply into your being. You are not at the mercy of life. Life is at the mercy of you. Assume the best, and the best will be yours. Assume abundance, and abundance will flow to you. Assume love, and love will surround you. Whatever you desire, assume it boldly and persistently, and it will be yours. The law of assumption is simple but profound, and its power is limitless. Use it wisely, and you will transform your world. Energy is the most valuable currency you possess. Unlike money, which can be earned, saved, or spent, your energy is finite in its daily supply and irreplaceable once depleted. It is the essence of your being, the force that drives your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Every interaction, every choice, every moment of focus is an expenditure of this precious resource. Yet many give it away carelessly, pouring it into people, situations, or habits that drain rather than replenish it. To truly live a life of purpose and abundance, you must treat your energy with the same care and discernment as the most sacred currency. One of the most profound ways to conserve and amplify your energy is by aligning your thoughts and emotions with your desired reality. Negative emotions such as fear, anger, and resentment consume vast amounts of energy, leaving you drained and powerless. Positive emotions such as love, gratitude, and joy, on the other hand, generate energy and elevate your state of being. By focusing your attention on what uplifts you and releasing what weighs you down, you create an inner environment of abundance that naturally attracts more of the same. It is also important to recognize the role of intention in energy transactions. When you give or act with a clear and positive intention, your energy flows purposefully, creating a ripple effect that benefits both you and others. However, when your actions are driven by guilt, obligation, or a desire for approval, your energy becomes fragmented and less effective. Aligning your intentions with your higher self ensures that your energy is used in ways that support your growth and well-being. The concept of energy as currency extends beyond the individual to the collective. Just as your personal energy shapes your experiences, the collective energy of a group shapes its dynamics and outcomes. When you contribute your energy to a cause, a community, or a vision, you become part of a larger flow that has the potential to create profound change. However, just as in personal transactions, it is crucial to ensure that your contribution is aligned with your values and that it supports a greater purpose rather than perpetuating negativity or division. Your energy is your most precious resource because it is the foundation of your existence. Without it, nothing can be achieved or experienced. To value your energy is to value yourself. It is to recognize that you are the source of your own power, and that how you direct your energy determines the quality of your life. By treating your energy as sacred currency, you take responsibility for your well-being and create a life that reflects your highest potential. Be mindful of where you invest your energy and do so with intention and wisdom. Protect it from what drains you, nurture it through what inspires you, and use it to create a reality that resonates with your deepest truth. When you honor your energy, you honor the divine essence within you, and you unlock the limitless possibilities of a life lived in alignment with your highest self. Discernment is one of the most vital skills a person can develop. It is the ability to see beyond surface appearances, to recognize truth amid falsehood, and to make choices aligned with your values and purpose. In a world filled with distractions, misinformation, and competing voices, discernment is your guide, enabling you to navigate life with clarity and confidence. Without it, you risk being swayed by others' agendas, wasting your energy on pursuits that do not serve you, and making decisions that lead you away from your true path. At its core, discernment begins with awareness. It requires you to be fully present, not just physically but mentally and emotionally, so you can observe and assess situations objectively. When you rush through life without pausing to reflect, you often act on impulse or habit rather than deliberate choice. Discernment demands that you slow down and ask the critical questions: what is truly being presented to me? What is the intention behind this? How does this align with my values, goals, and intuition? These questions create a filter through which you can sift what is useful, meaningful, and genuine from what is not. It is not about judging others or situations harshly, but about making empowered decisions that respect your time, energy, and purpose. It allows you to distinguish between opportunities that will enrich your life and distractions that will derail you. Many opportunities may seem appealing on the surface, but carry hidden costs that only discernment can reveal. Whether it's a new relationship, a career move, or even how you spend your free time, discernment helps you evaluate the true value of what is being offered and whether it aligns with your long-term vision. One of the greatest challenges to discernment is the influence of emotions and biases. Fear, excitement, or a desire for approval can cloud your judgment, making it difficult to see a situation for what it truly is. Discernment requires emotional intelligence, the ability to recognize and manage your emotions so they do not overpower your reasoning. When you are emotionally reactive, you are more likely to make decisions based on immediate gratification or avoidance of discomfort rather than on thoughtful consideration. Cultivating discernment means learning to pause, step back, and observe your emotions without letting them dictate your actions. Another aspect of discernment is the ability to recognize the motivations of others. Not everyone who offers advice or guidance has your best interests at heart. Some may act out of self-interest, manipulation, or ignorance. Discernment allows you to see through the words and actions of others to understand their true intentions. This does not mean approaching life with cynicism or mistrust, but with a healthy sense of awareness. By understanding the motives behind what others say or do, you can make choices that protect your boundaries and align with your values. Discernment also plays a crucial role in how you consume information. In an age where information is abundant but often unreliable, the ability to evaluate sources critically is more important than ever. Discernment helps you separate fact from opinion, truth from propaganda, and wisdom from noise. It encourages you to seek knowledge from reputable and diverse sources, question what you hear, and think independently. This not only protects you from being misled, but also empowers you to form your own informed perspectives. It requires effort and practice. It is not an innate ability, but a skill that develops over time through experience and intentionality. Mistakes are an inevitable part of the learning process, but each misstep offers an opportunity to refine your judgment and grow wiser. The key is to approach life with curiosity and openness, while remaining grounded in your values and intuition. Trust that discernment, like any skill, will strengthen with consistent use. One of the most rewarding aspects of discernment is the sense of empowerment it brings. When you make decisions from a place of clarity and alignment, you feel confident and at peace with your choices. You are no longer swayed by external pressures or paralyzed by indecision. Instead, you move through life with a sense of purpose, knowing that your actions are guided by wisdom and integrity. Discernment also fosters deeper connections with others. When you approach relationships with clarity and awareness, you can see and appreciate people for who they truly are. You recognize the relationships that nurture and inspire you, and you have the strength to release those that drain or hinder you. Discernment allows you to build authentic connections based on mutual respect and understanding. Discernment is a cornerstone of personal growth and self-mastery. It is the compass that keeps you aligned with your true self amid the noise and chaos of the world. By cultivating discernment, you take ownership of your life, make choices that honor your values, and create a reality that reflects your highest potential. It is not always easy, but it is always worth the effort. The more you practice discernment, the more you realize its transformative power, and the more your life becomes a reflection of your deepest wisdom and truth. Inner responsibility is the recognition that your life, in all its aspects, is a direct reflection of your internal state. It is the understanding that your thoughts, beliefs, emotions, and actions are the architects of your reality. Instead of placing blame on external circumstances or other people for what happens to you, inner responsibility invites you to look within, take ownership of your experiences, and embrace the power you hold to transform your life from the inside out. Taking inner responsibility means accepting that you are the creator of your experiences. This does not imply that you have control over everything that happens, but it does mean that your interpretation of events, your emotional responses, and your subsequent actions are entirely within your power. Life may present challenges, setbacks, and even pain, but how you choose to perceive and navigate these moments determines their impact on your journey. Inner responsibility shifts your focus from being a victim of circumstances to being an empowered participant in your own story. This form of responsibility begins with awareness. You must first become conscious of the patterns in your life, patterns of thought, emotion, and behavior that perpetuate your current circumstances. Many people live on autopilot, reacting to life based on ingrained habits and beliefs without questioning their validity. Inner responsibility requires you to pause and examine these patterns with honesty and self-compassion. Are your thoughts rooted in fear or faith? Do your actions reflect your highest values or societal conditioning? By becoming aware of these dynamics, you reclaim the ability to choose differently. An essential aspect of inner responsibility is the acknowledgement of your emotions. It is easy to blame others or external events for how you feel, but the truth is that your emotions are generated within you. While external triggers may provoke a response, the interpretation and meaning you assign to those triggers are what determine your emotional state. Taking inner responsibility involves owning your feelings without projecting them onto others. It means recognizing that no one else can make you feel a certain way unless you allow it. This ownership creates the freedom to process emotions constructively, learn from them, and ultimately transform them into growth and resilience. Inner responsibility also extends to your actions. Every choice you make is a reflection of your inner state and priorities. When you take responsibility for your actions, you stop blaming external factors for your behavior. For instance, if you consistently procrastinate or avoid challenges, it is not because of the circumstances around you, but because of an internal resistance or fear. Acknowledging this empowers you to address the root cause rather than merely addressing the symptom. Through this process, you build integrity and align your actions with your goals and values. Taking inner responsibility is not about self-blame or guilt. It is not about berating yourself for past mistakes or perceived shortcomings. Instead, it is a practice of self-empowerment and self-awareness. Blame focuses on the problem, responsibility focuses on the solution. By shifting from blame to responsibility, you free yourself from the paralysis of guilt and step into the creative power of choice. Each moment becomes an opportunity to redirect your energy, make new decisions, and create a different outcome. The ultimate gift of inner responsibility is freedom. When you take ownership of your inner world, you are no longer at the mercy of external circumstances. You become the master of your own destiny, capable of creating a life that reflects your deepest desires and highest values. This freedom is not about controlling everything around you, but about mastering your internal state, so that you can respond to life with wisdom, grace, and confidence. In embracing inner responsibility, you step into your power as a creator. You recognize that your thoughts shape your reality, your emotions color your experiences, and your actions determine your path. By taking ownership of these elements, you reclaim your sovereignty and unlock the limitless potential within you. Life may still bring challenges, but with inner responsibility, you meet them with strength and purpose, knowing that the power to shape your reality lies within you. There exists an invisible cord that connects all things, a web of energy, intention, and consciousness that binds the seen and the unseen. This cord is not tangible, yet its influence is undeniable. It weaves through our lives, linking our thoughts, emotions, and actions to the experiences we attract. To understand this invisible cord is to unlock a profound truth: everything is connected, and nothing happens in isolation. At its essence, this cord is the energy of consciousness. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, and every intention you set emits a vibration that extends outward into this unseen network. Like a ripple in water, your inner state affects the world around you, influencing circumstances, relationships, and opportunities. The invisible cord ensures that what you project into this web returns to you, often magnified. This is not a matter of chance, but a reflection of the energy you contribute to the interconnected whole. One of the most profound aspects of the invisible cord is its responsiveness to intention. Intention acts as a beacon, sending a clear signal into this vast network. When your intentions are rooted in clarity and belief, they resonate powerfully, attracting corresponding experiences into your life. This is why alignment is crucial. If your intentions are scattered or contradicted by doubt and fear, the signal you send becomes weak, and the results you receive may seem chaotic or mismatched. The invisible cord responds not just to what you desire, but to the energy with which you hold that desire. The cord also connects you to others, often in ways that are subtle but deeply influential. Every interaction you have with another person leaves an imprint in this energetic web. Whether positive or negative, the energy exchange between you and others forms invisible threads that influence your relationship dynamics. This is why you can sometimes feel a person's presence or emotional state even when they are not physically near. The connection through this invisible cord transcends physical boundaries, illustrating the profound interconnectedness of all beings. Your relationships, then, are reflections of the energy you carry within. If you approach others with love, understanding, and authenticity, you strengthen the positive threads of this invisible cord, fostering harmony and mutual growth. Conversely, when relationships are marked by conflict, fear, or manipulation, the cord becomes tangled, creating tension and discord. Recognizing your role in these connections empowers you to shift the energy you contribute, thereby transforming the quality of your interactions. The invisible cord also explains the phenomenon of synchronicity, those moments when seemingly unrelated events align in ways that feel purposeful or meaningful. Synchronicity is not a coincidence but a testament to the interconnectedness of all things. When your inner state aligns with the greater flow of this invisible web, you begin to attract experiences that resonate with your energy and intentions. These moments are reminders that the universe is constantly responding to the vibrations you emit, guiding you toward paths of growth and fulfillment. This connection extends beyond people and events to the natural world and the cosmos itself. The invisible cord binds you to the rhythms of nature, the cycles of the seasons, and the movement of the stars. When you feel drawn to the serenity of a forest or the vastness of the ocean, it is because you are attuned to this universal connection. Nature reflects the balance and harmony inherent in the invisible cord, reminding you of the importance of aligning your inner world with the greater whole. Understanding the invisible cord also reveals the importance of mindfulness. Since every thought, emotion, and action contributes to this web, it is essential to cultivate awareness of what you are sending into it. If negative patterns such as anger, resentment, or fear create disharmony in the cord, attracting experiences that mirror those energies. Conversely, practicing gratitude, compassion, and faith strengthens the positive threads, drawing abundance, joy, and peace into your life. The invisible cord teaches you that separation is an illusion. While it may appear that you are an isolated individual, distinct from others and the world around you, this cord reminds you that you are part of a greater whole. Your actions affect not only your immediate surroundings, but also the broader web of existence. This awareness fosters a sense of responsibility and interconnectedness, urging you to live in harmony with yourself, others, and the universe. Embracing this truth requires trust in the unseen. The invisible cord cannot be measured or observed directly, yet its effects are unmistakable. Trusting in its presence means believing in the power of your thoughts, intentions, and energy to shape your reality. It means recognizing that the challenges and opportunities you encounter are not random but arise from the vibrations you send into this interconnected web. To live in alignment with the invisible cord is to honor the flow of life itself. It is to recognize that you are both a creator and a participant in this vast network, capable of influencing and being influenced by its energy. When you align your inner world with love, clarity, and purpose, the cord responds by bringing harmony and abundance into your life. This is not magic but the natural result of living in harmony with the universal laws that govern existence. The invisible cord is a reminder of your infinite potential. It connects you to every possibility, every person, and every experience you could ever imagine. By taking responsibility for the energy you contribute, you harness the power of this connection to create a life that reflects your highest aspirations. Trust in the cord, nurture it with intention and love, and watch as it weaves a reality that mirrors the beauty and power within you. Awareness is the foundation of transformation and the gateway to a deeper understanding of life and self. It is more than just a momentary realization. It is the continuous state of being fully present, observing without judgment, and understanding the underlying patterns and truths that govern your experiences. Awareness is not something external that you acquire but an innate quality that you awaken. Its role in your life is profound, as it holds the key to shifting your perceptions, mastering your emotions, and aligning with your true purpose. To be aware is to notice not only what happens around you but also what transpires within you. Most people move through life on autopilot, guided by habitual thoughts and unconscious reactions. They become entangled in routines, unaware of the beliefs and assumptions that shape their decisions. Awareness breaks this cycle. It shines a light on the unseen forces that influence your thoughts, emotions, and actions, allowing you to discern whether they serve your highest good. By bringing these patterns into consciousness, awareness empowers you to choose differently, creating new pathways and possibilities. At its core, awareness is a practice of presence. It invites you to anchor yourself in the current moment, the only place where life truly unfolds. The mind often drifts to the past, replaying memories, or projects into the future, creating scenarios that may never come to pass. This tendency to live outside the present moment breeds anxiety, regret, and dissatisfaction. Awareness draws you back to now, where clarity resides. In the present, you can observe without the distortions of fear or attachment, responding to life with wisdom rather than reacting impulsively. Awareness is also the bridge between your inner and outer worlds. Your external reality is a reflection of your inner state, and through awareness you can perceive this connection with clarity. For example, if you notice recurring challenges in your relationships, awareness helps you trace these patterns back to their roots within you. Are they born of fear, insecurity, or unhealed wounds? Awareness does not judge these findings but observes them with compassion, offering the opportunity for growth and healing. By addressing the source within, you transform the reflection without. In the realm of emotions, awareness plays a critical role in mastery and liberation. Many people are ruled by their emotions, swept away by waves of anger, sadness, or fear without understanding their origin. Awareness allows you to step back and observe these emotions as they arise, recognizing them as temporary states rather than permanent truths. This detachment does not mean suppression but acknowledgement. By naming and observing an emotion without identifying with it, you create space for it to pass, freeing yourself from its grip. Over time, this practice cultivates emotional resilience and balance. Awareness also unveils the power of thought. Thoughts are not random but arise from deeply held beliefs and perceptions. They carry energy and influence, shaping how you view yourself and the world. Without awareness, these thoughts run unchecked, creating self-fulfilling prophecies and reinforcing limiting beliefs. With awareness, you can examine your thoughts and discern their truth. Are they aligned with your goals and values, or are they remnants of fear or doubt? By consciously choosing empowering thoughts, you reshape your reality, directing your life toward fulfillment and success. In the context of relationships, awareness deepens connection and understanding. It helps you see beyond surface interactions to the underlying needs, desires, and fears that drive behavior, both yours and others. Instead of reacting defensively or making assumptions, awareness fosters empathy and communication. You begin to recognize the shared humanity in others, reducing conflict and building bridges of trust and compassion. Awareness also helps you set healthy boundaries, ensuring that your relationships honor your values and well-being. Awareness extends beyond the personal realm to encompass the larger tapestry of life. It reveals the interconnectedness of all things, reminding you that your actions, thoughts, and energy ripple out into the world. This understanding inspires a sense of responsibility and mindfulness in how you engage with others and the environment. You realize that your choices matter, not only to your life but to the collective experience of humanity. Awareness thus becomes a catalyst for living with purpose and integrity. Practicing awareness requires commitment and patience. It is not a destination but a journey, one that unfolds moment by moment. Meditation, mindfulness practices, and self-reflection are powerful tools for cultivating awareness. These practices train you to observe without judgment, to notice the subtle shifts in your thoughts and emotions, and to remain present even in the face of discomfort. Over time, awareness becomes second nature, a lens through which you view and engage with life. The transformative power of awareness lies in its ability to dissolve illusions. Many of the struggles and limitations you face are born of misperceptions and false identifications. You believe you are separate, powerless, or defined by your circumstances, but awareness shows you otherwise. It reveals your true nature as a creator, capable of shaping your life through conscious choice and intention. It reminds you that you are not your thoughts, emotions, or experiences, but the observer of them, infinite and unchanging. Awareness is the key to freedom. It frees you from the chains of unconscious patterns, the weight of past regrets, and the anxiety of future uncertainties. It empowers you to live authentically, guided by clarity and purpose. As you deepen your awareness, you align with the flow of life, discovering that everything you seek, peace, joy, and fulfillment, already exists within you. Through awareness, you become not just a participant in life, but a master of it, co-creating your reality with wisdom and grace. The first step in preserving your alignment is awareness. Without awareness, it is easy to become distracted by the noise of the world, expectations, opinions, and demands that pull you in multiple directions. When you lose sight of your center, you become reactive, allowing external circumstances to dictate your mood, decisions, and energy. Awareness grounds you, allowing you to observe these distractions without becoming consumed by them. It is a reminder to return to your inner compass, the guiding force that aligns you with your truest self. To maintain alignment, it is essential to guard your thoughts and emotions. Your thoughts are the seeds of your reality. They shape your beliefs and actions. Negative or limiting thoughts can create resistance, pulling you out of alignment. Similarly, emotions such as fear, anger, or doubt can cloud your perspective, causing you to act from a place of disconnection. Preserving alignment requires that you become a diligent observer of your mental and emotional landscape. When you notice thoughts or feelings that do not serve your highest good, you have the power to shift them. This does not mean ignoring or suppressing them, but choosing to focus on those that uplift and inspire you. Boundaries are another crucial aspect of preserving alignment. Your energy is precious, and not everyone or everything deserves access to it. Without boundaries, you risk becoming entangled in situations or relationships that drain you, leaving little room for self-nurturing and growth. Setting boundaries is not about building walls. It is about creating space for what aligns with your values and purpose. It is an act of self-respect, ensuring that your time, energy, and attention are directed toward what truly matters. Another key to preserving alignment is honoring your body, mind, and spirit. Your physical health impacts your mental clarity and emotional stability. Eating nourishing foods, engaging in regular movement, and getting sufficient rest create a strong foundation for alignment. Similarly, practices that nurture your mind and spirit, such as meditation, journaling, or time in nature, strengthen your connection to your inner self. When you neglect these aspects of your well-being, you may find it harder to stay aligned, as imbalance in one area often affects the others. Alignment also requires trust in yourself, in the universe, and in the unfolding of your journey. There will be times when circumstances seem to test your patience and faith. You may question whether you are on the right path or feel tempted to force outcomes. In these moments, preserving alignment means surrendering to the process and remembering that everything is unfolding as it should. Trust allows you to release the need for control and remain anchored in the present, knowing that your intentions and energy are guiding you toward your highest good. Practicing gratitude is another powerful way to maintain alignment. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to abundance, reminding you of the blessings and opportunities in your life. It raises your vibration, aligning you with the energy of love, joy, and prosperity. When you express gratitude, you strengthen your connection to the universal flow, attracting more of what resonates with your highest self. Gratitude is not just an occasional practice, but a daily habit that keeps you centered and aligned. In conclusion, alignment is the sacred thread that weaves together your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the essence of who you truly are. Preserving it requires consistent self-awareness, intentional boundaries, and a deep commitment to honoring your authenticity. It is about living in harmony with your inner truth, trusting the unfolding of your journey, and remaining steadfast in your purpose, even amidst challenges. Alignment is not just a state of being, it is the key to creating a life of peace, joy, and fulfillment. Thank you for taking this journey inward, for reflecting on the power of alignment, and for committing to nurturing this sacred connection. May you walk your path with clarity, grace, and unwavering faith in the infinite possibilities that lie ahead. Thank you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, let us begin with a truth so profound, yet so often overlooked. God can do anything. But where do we look for God? Is He far away, sitting on a throne beyond the clouds? No, the true dwelling of God is within you, closer than your breath, nearer than your thoughts. The power that resides within each of us is profound, limitless, and divine. It is not something external, distant, or separated. It is the very essence of who we are. This power is God, living and breathing through us, expressing Himself in our thoughts, desires, and imaginations. To recognize this truth is to awaken to the infinite potential that lies dormant within. It is to realize that the Creator of all things dwells in you, granting you the ability to shape your life and experience through your inner world. Many search for God in external rituals, distant heavens, or the opinions of others. Yet the truth is simple. God is within you, closer than your heartbeat, nearer than your breath. This is the sacred mystery of life, that the same power that created the universe also moves through your mind and spirit. It is this power that forms the bridge between the seen and unseen, the physical and spiritual. To understand this is to step into the awareness of your divine nature, to know that you are not limited by your circumstances, but are the master of them. Your imagination is the workshop of this divine power. What you dare to imagine, you can bring into being, for the act of imagining is the act of creation. When you close your eyes and envision the life you desire, you are not engaging in idle fantasy, but planting the seeds of reality. These seeds, when nurtured with faith and conviction, grow and manifest in your external world. This is the law of life: as within, so without. The greatest tragedy is that so many are unaware of the power they carry. They see themselves as victims of fate, subject to forces beyond their control, when in truth they hold the keys to their destiny. Life does not happen to you, it responds to you. Your inner world shapes your outer reality. When you recognize this, you no longer fear the circumstances of life, for you understand that you are their creator. This power is not limited by time, space, or any earthly constraint. It does not waver or falter. It is as constant and unchanging as God Himself. When you align yourself with this truth, you begin to see miracles unfold in your life. You begin to understand that nothing is too great or too small for this power. Whether it is the healing of a body, the mending of a relationship, or the fulfillment of a dream, the same principle applies. It begins within. Your desires are not random, they are divine whispers, clues to what is possible for you. They are not meant to frustrate you or lead you astray, but to guide you toward your purpose. When a desire takes root in your heart, it is as though God is speaking directly to you, saying, "This is yours if you will only believe." To doubt your desires is to doubt the one who placed them there. Trust them, for they are the blueprint of what is already prepared for you. The key to unlocking this power lies in your faith. Faith is not mere hope or wishful thinking, it is the unwavering conviction that what you desire is already yours. It is the assurance of things unseen, the evidence of things hoped for. When you live from a place of faith, you align yourself with the divine power within you, and nothing becomes impossible. The power within you is God. To know this is to know freedom, to live boldly, and to create fearlessly. When you embrace this truth, you will see that the world around you is not something to be feared or fought against, but a reflection of the infinite power that lies within. Faith is the key that unlocks the door to infinite possibilities. It is the pathway by which the unseen becomes seen, the intangible becomes tangible, and the impossible becomes reality. Faith is not mere hope, nor is it wishful thinking. It is the deep, unshakable conviction that what you desire already exists, even when there is no physical evidence to support it. Faith operates on a level beyond logic, beyond reason, and beyond the limitations of the senses. It is the certainty that what you hold in your heart and mind is as real as the ground beneath your feet. This conviction is not something external that you must seek out or earn. It is a divine gift that resides within you, waiting to be activated. Faith is your birthright, a direct connection to the infinite power of God. It is through faith that you step into alignment with this divine power and allow it to flow freely through you. When you have faith, you transcend the circumstances of the moment and connect to the eternal truth that everything you could ever need or desire is already yours. Faith demands that you trust in what you cannot see. The physical world often presents challenges and limitations, but these are not ultimate truths. They are reflections of past thoughts and beliefs. Faith, however, looks beyond appearances and sees the underlying reality of divine abundance and endless possibilities. It refuses to be swayed by doubt or fear, choosing instead to rest in the assurance that God is always at work, even when no evidence is visible. To walk in faith is to embrace a higher perspective. It is to see your desires not as distant dreams, but as already fulfilled realities waiting to be expressed. Faith transforms your relationship with time, allowing you to live in the joyful anticipation of what is to come while knowing that it is already done. This state of assurance creates a powerful magnetic force that draws your desires into your experience. It is not passive, it is an active force that requires your participation. It asks you to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, to live as though what you seek is already yours. This is not self-deception, it is the divine act of creation. When you align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the reality you desire, you set the creative power of God into motion. This alignment is faith in action, a declaration to the universe that you trust in the unseen as much as you trust in what is before you. Yet faith does not come without challenges. Doubt and fear often creep in, whispering that your desires are too big, your circumstances too difficult, or your dreams too unrealistic. But these are lies born of the limitations of the physical world. Faith asks you to rise above these whispers, to silence them with the certainty that nothing is impossible with God. It is in these moments of doubt that faith becomes most powerful, for it is then that you must choose to believe in spite of appearances. It also requires patience. The journey from the unseen to the seen often unfolds in ways and times that you cannot predict. This can be difficult, especially when circumstances appear to be unchanged. But faith knows that delay is not denial. It trusts in divine timing, understanding that the process is always working for your highest good. Each step, no matter how small, is part of the unfolding of your desire. True faith transforms not only your circumstances but also your inner world. It replaces fear with peace, doubt with confidence, and lack with abundance. When you walk in faith, you are no longer a victim of life's circumstances but a creator of your own reality. You understand that the power of God is at work in and through you, bringing your desires into manifestation. Faith is the bridge between the human and the divine. It is the pathway that connects your dreams to reality, your desires to fulfillment, and your heart to the infinite. When you choose to walk in faith, you are choosing to trust in the power that created the universe, knowing that this same power is within you, working tirelessly on your behalf. Faith is the ultimate surrender, the ultimate trust, and the ultimate declaration of your divine inheritance. The world we perceive with our senses is only a fraction of reality. Beneath the surface of what is visible lies an unseen realm, a world of spirit and thought that governs the physical. This unseen realm is not separate or distant from us. It is the foundation of everything we experience. To understand this is to grasp a profound truth. The seen is a reflection of the unseen, and the invisible forces at work within us shape the circumstances of our lives. Many people live their lives bound by what they can observe and measure, believing only in what their senses confirm. Yet the senses are limited, mere tools for interacting with the physical world. They cannot grasp the fullness of the unseen forces that drive creation. Consider the wind. You cannot see it, yet you feel its power. Its effects are visible as it moves leaves, bends trees, and stirs waves. In the same way, the unseen realm of thought, belief, and spirit moves through our lives, shaping the events and outcomes we experience. The physical world, then, is like a mirror. It reflects the inner workings of the unseen. Our thoughts, beliefs, and emotions create patterns in this invisible realm, and these patterns are projected onto the screen of our external reality. This is not mere metaphor, it is the law of life. What you hold within, whether love or fear, faith or doubt, abundance or lack, manifests in the world around you. The physical is not a cause but an effect, a shadow cast by the light of the unseen. To change the seen, you must first address the unseen. This truth is both liberating and challenging. It is liberating because it means you are not a victim of circumstances, you are the creator of them. It is challenging because it asks you to take full responsibility for your life, to look within rather than blaming external conditions. This is the work of true transformation, shifting the inner reality to alter the outer experience. The unseen realm is the realm of infinite possibilities. In it, there are no limits, no restrictions, no barriers to what you can create. When you close your eyes and imagine, you step into this realm, shaping and molding the formless into form. Every great invention, every profound work of art, every leap of human progress began as an idea in the unseen. It was through faith, determination, and persistence that these ideas were brought into the physical world. But just as the unseen holds the potential for creation, it also holds the potential for destruction if not carefully guarded. Negative thoughts, limiting beliefs, and unresolved fears take root in the unseen and manifest as challenges and obstacles in the seen. This is why it is essential to cultivate a disciplined mind, one that focuses on what is good, true, and desirable. You must be vigilant over your inner world, for it is the source from which all things flow. Understanding the interplay between the seen and unseen allows you to approach life with greater wisdom and clarity. When faced with difficulties, you no longer react with fear or despair, for you understand that these are temporary reflections of past inner states. Instead, you turn inward, aligning your thoughts and feelings with the reality you wish to create. You act not as a reactor to life, but as a creator of it, moving confidently in the knowledge that the unseen always precedes the seen. Faith is the bridge between these two worlds. It allows you to trust in the unseen, even when the visible seems contrary. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. It is through faith that you hold fast to your vision, knowing that the unseen is as real, if not more real, than the seen. With faith you walk confidently, assured that what you have conceived in the invisible will surely appear in the visible. The greatest power lies in your ability to navigate both realms with mastery. To see beyond appearances and recognize the unseen forces at work is to live with a higher awareness. It allows you to rise above circumstances, to create intentionally, and to align with the infinite potential that is your birthright. The seen and unseen are not separate but two sides of the same coin. One reflects the other, and together they form the wholeness of life. When you understand this, you step into your role as a conscious creator, wielding the unseen forces of thought, spirit, and imagination to shape the world around you. Desires are not random or fleeting impulses, they are divine whispers, calling you toward your highest potential. They are the language through which God speaks to you, guiding you to fulfill your unique purpose in this life. Every genuine desire that arises within your heart is planted there by the divine, urging you to become more, to experience more, and to create a life that reflects the infinite nature of your being. When you embrace your desires as an expression of divine will, you step into alignment with the creative power of the universe. Many misunderstand their desires, viewing them as selfish or trivial. They suppress them, fearing judgment or doubting their worthiness to achieve them. Yet this perspective denies the truth of who you are, a vessel for divine expression. The desires within you are not arbitrary, they are sacred. They are God's way of moving through you, inviting you to participate in the act of creation. When you reject your desires, you reject this divine invitation, closing yourself off from the flow of abundance and fulfillment. To truly understand the nature of desire, you must shift your perspective. Instead of seeing your desires as something to be pursued or earned, recognize them as already existing realities in the unseen realm. The moment a desire is born in your heart, it is simultaneously created in spirit. Your role is not to struggle or strive to make it happen, but to align yourself with the feeling of its fulfillment. This alignment is an act of faith, a declaration that you trust in the divine timing and wisdom that governs all things. Your desires are uniquely yours for a reason. They are tailored to your journey, reflecting the lessons you are meant to learn, the experiences you are meant to have, and the contributions you are meant to make. What calls to your heart may not resonate with someone else, and that is by design. Comparing your desires to others diminishes their divine origin and robs you of the joy of pursuing your unique path. Trust that what you desire is not only valid but necessary for your growth and for the unfolding of your purpose. Desires are also tools for transformation. They challenge you to expand your vision, to move beyond your current limitations, and to grow into a greater version of yourself. The fulfillment of a desire is never just about the end result, it is about who you become in the process. Each step toward your desire requires faith, persistence, and a deep connection to the divine within you. It is through this journey that you discover your strength, your creativity, and your capacity to co-create with God. As you align with your desires, you may encounter fear or doubt. These are natural responses from the part of you that resists change. Yet these feelings are not barriers but opportunities to deepen your faith. When fear arises, remind yourself that your desire is an expression of divine will, and divine will cannot fail. Stand firm in your conviction and let the power of your belief dissolve any doubts. Your desires are not just about you, they are part of a greater plan. When you fulfill your desires, you inspire others to do the same, creating a ripple effect that uplifts the world. This is the divine design, a symphony in which each of us plays a unique and essential part. By embracing your desires as divine will, you honor your role in this greater purpose, stepping boldly into the life you were meant to live. Assuming the feeling of your desire fulfilled is the key to unlocking the creative power of the universe within you. It is a deliberate act of faith, a conscious decision to embody the emotional state that would be yours if your desire were already a reality. This is not a mere mental exercise or an act of wishful thinking, it is the spiritual principle through which creation occurs. By assuming the feeling, you align yourself with the frequency of your desired outcome, drawing it into your experience with a power as certain as the rising sun. Everything in your life is a reflection of your inner state. The circumstances you encounter, the opportunities that arise, and the challenges you face all mirror the thoughts and feelings you consistently entertain. The outer world is not separate from the inner, but is shaped by it. This is the law of life: as within, so without. Therefore, to change your external reality, you must first transform your internal state. Assuming the feeling is the way to initiate this transformation, for it shifts your focus from lack to fulfillment, from doubt to certainty, from fear to faith. When you assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you begin to live in the end. You no longer see your desire as something distant or unattainable. Instead, you experience it as a present reality within you. This shift is not dependent on external evidence or circumstances. It is an act of imagination, of stepping into the version of yourself who already possesses what you seek. In doing so, you align with the universal law that like attracts like, magnetizing the conditions, people, and opportunities necessary for your desire to manifest. The feeling you assume is the seed from which your new reality grows. Just as a seed must be planted in fertile soil and nurtured with care, your desired feeling must be held consistently within your heart and mind. It is not enough to imagine your wish fulfilled once or twice, it must become your dominant state of being. This does not mean forcing or feigning emotions, but rather gently cultivating the inner conviction that your desire is already yours. Through repetition and focus, this feeling becomes second nature, and your subconscious mind accepts it as truth. One of the most powerful ways to assume the feeling is through visualization. Close your eyes and picture yourself living the life you desire. See it in vivid detail, engage all your senses, and immerse yourself fully in the experience. But beyond seeing, focus on feeling. How would you feel if your wish were already fulfilled? Would you feel joy, gratitude, peace, or excitement? Let those emotions rise within you and linger there. The more real this feeling becomes to you, the more powerfully it works to bring your desire into form. Another essential aspect of assuming the feeling is letting go of resistance. Doubt, worry, and fear are the enemies of creation, for they pull your focus away from fulfillment and back to lack. When these emotions arise, remind yourself of the truth: your imagination is the creator of your reality. What you hold within will inevitably express itself without. Trust the process, even when the physical world appears unchanged. Remember, the unseen always precedes the seen, and your persistent assumption is the bridge between the two. To assume the feeling is to step into partnership with the divine. You are not forcing your desire into being, you are allowing it to flow through you. This is a sacred act of surrender, a recognition that the power to create lies not in your effort, but in your alignment. By embodying the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you open yourself to divine guidance, trusting that everything is unfolding perfectly according to the higher wisdom that governs all things. The beauty of this practice is that it transforms you from the inside out. As you consistently dwell in the feeling of your desired state, you become a match for the life you envision. This transformation is not just about achieving specific goals or acquiring material things, it is about stepping into the fullness of who you are. It is about living from a place of abundance, confidence, and joy, knowing that you are a powerful creator and that all things are possible. Assuming the feeling is not only a tool for manifestation but a way of life. It is the art of living in harmony with the truth that everything you seek is already within you. When you embrace this truth and embody the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you align with the infinite potential of the universe, allowing miracles to unfold in ways that surpass your imagination. The words you speak carry immense power. They are not merely sounds or expressions, but vibrations that shape the fabric of your reality. Every word you utter is an act of creation, imbued with the ability to bring life into being or cast it into shadows. To speak life is to declare your intention, to align with the divine, and to call forth the reality you wish to experience. It is a sacred act of faith, a partnership with the unseen forces that govern existence. Most people speak carelessly, unaware of the creative potential of their words. They speak of lack, fear, and limitation, unaware that they are reinforcing the very circumstances they wish to escape. Yet the power of the spoken word is not neutral, it works in accordance with what you declare, whether for good or ill. To speak life is to consciously choose words that uplift, affirm, and create, knowing that what you say has the power to shape what you see. The words are the bridge between the inner and outer worlds. They are the tools through which the invisible becomes visible, the formless takes shape, and dreams become reality. So, when you speak, you are not merely expressing thoughts, you are commanding the energy of the universe to align with your declaration. Your words carry the vibration of your belief, and it is this belief that gives them their power. To speak life, therefore, is to speak from a place of faith and conviction, knowing that what you affirm with your words must come to pass. To speak life into being, you must first align your words with your desires. Speak as though your dreams are already realized, as though the life you envision is already yours. This is not pretending or lying to yourself, It is affirming the truth of your higher reality. When you say, I am abundant, I am loved, or I am whole, you are not describing your current circumstances, but declaring the reality you are creating. These declarations are seeds planted in the fertile soil of the universe, and with time they must bear fruit. Equally important is the awareness of what not to speak. Words of doubt, fear, or negativity act as barriers to the fulfillment of your desires. When you say, I can't, I don't have, or it's impossible, you are affirming lack and limitation, and the universe responds accordingly. Speak only what you wish to create, and guard your words as you would guard a treasure, for they are the tools through which you shape your life. Speaking life also involves speaking life into others. The words you share with those around you carry the power to inspire, uplift, and heal. When you affirm the good in others, you not only strengthen their belief in themselves, but also align yourself with the same energy. To speak life is to recognize the divinity in everyone and everything, to see beyond appearances and call forth the highest good in all. This practice requires awareness and discipline. It is easy to fall into the habit of complaining, criticizing, or doubting, especially when faced with challenges. But to speak life is to rise above circumstances, to declare the reality you wish to create rather than reacting to the one you see. It is an act of faith, a testament to your understanding that the power to create lies not in the external world, but within you. The act of speaking life is transformative. As you align your words with your desires and intentions, you begin to see the world through new eyes. Circumstances shift, opportunities arise, and miracles unfold, not because the external world has changed, but because you have changed. Your words shape your perception, and your perception shapes your reality. Speaking life is an act of love for yourself, for others, and for the divine presence that flows through all things. It is a declaration of your partnership with the universe, a recognition that you are a co-creator of your reality. When you speak life into being, you affirm the truth of who you are, a powerful, creative force, capable of bringing forth the highest good through the simple yet profound act of choosing your words with care. In conclusion, the power to shape your reality lies within you, through your thoughts, feelings, and most importantly, your words. Every desire you hold, every vision you cherish, and every dream you dare to imagine is a divine gift, calling you to align with the creative power of the universe. By assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled, by speaking life into being, and by embracing your desires as sacred, you step into your role as a co-creator with the divine. Let your words and thoughts reflect the life you seek, not the life you see, and trust that what you affirm with conviction must come to pass. Remember that God, in infinite wisdom and love, works through you, for you, and with you. The unseen forces of the universe are ever in your favor, ready to manifest the desires of your heart when you align with them in faith and belief. Thank you for embarking on this journey of understanding and self-realization. May you walk forward with confidence, speaking life, assuming the feeling, and living fully in the truth of your divine power. Your destiny is already written, and it is one of abundance, love, and infinite possibility.